What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I'm Britton Harvest, your favorite speaker. I was just talking to my sister not even 5 minutes ago, man. We was talking about comfort zones, and I was explaining to her, or we were just talking about how you got a lot of people that are comfortable in life, and that's the reason why they're not reaching their potential. So we had a nice little conversation, man, and we were talking about why is it that people refuse to stretch? Why is it that people refuse to live outside of their comfort zones? Because you got a lot of people out there that are they're having a successful life, they're making a great living because they're not living in their comfort zones. And when you stretch yourself, when you use your imagination, because a mind that is stretched will never revert back to its original form. So when you stretch yourself, when you think outside of the box, when you start entertaining different ideas and different philosophies, you begin to see things from a different perspective. And when you do that, you all of a sudden are allowing all of your potential to come into play. You're comfortable. You're comfortable and you're complacent. And because of that, you're not growing. And that feeling that you feel when you're stretching, when a mind is stretched, you don't like that. You don't like that uneasy feeling because it's not a comfortable feeling to you. The only way you will embrace it is if you're continuing to do it over and over again and you realize this feeling that I'm feeling is actually a feeling of growth. There's something about me that's changing. But because you're not familiar with it and because you don't really like that feeling, you want to remain in your comfort zone. You want to remain complacent. You like where you are. In your eyes, everything is fine. As long as you're making enough to pay your bills, you're happy. And you got a lot of people that refuse to live that way. There are people around here that refuse to say, I'm going to live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not going to live just for the weekend. I'm going to have enough income to where whatever it is I want to do, I'm just going to spend the money and do it. And those are the people that are not living in their comfort zone. Those are the people that are willing to take chances. Those are the people that say, you know what? I'm so much more than what I've been doing thus far. And because of that, I refuse to limit myself. I refuse to limit my vision. I refuse to limit my thinking. You all are putting a ceiling on your thoughts. You're putting a ceiling on your abilities. And because of that, every time you bump your head, you go right back to what you are accustomed to doing. Every time. And sooner or later, you're going to say to yourself, you know what? Either I'm tired of bumping my head, so I'm not going to go up to the ceiling, or you're going to say to yourself, you know what? It didn't hurt as bad as I thought. And you're going to break through. You're going to break through. But for those of you that want to break through, those are the ones that are tired of living in their comfort zone. Those are the people that are actually out there making things happen. Those are the ones who look back on their life and say, I remember when I used to do this, or I remember when I was living like this. But now I don't have to live like that anymore. Now I got the house that I've always dreamt of getting. Now I'm driving the car that I always thought wasn't even possible. Now I got the boat or the yacht that I used to always see in the magazines on social media. You got people living like that. They're living like that because they've went past their ceiling and they say, you know what? The best is yet to come. You got to get out of your comfort zone, man. You got to stretch. You got to stop accepting the same thing over and over again because you're afraid of change. Whenever something is foreign, whenever something happens, or people that come in contact with something that they're not familiar with, they all of a sudden dismiss it. What you dismissing it for? That's growth. You should embrace it. You should embrace change. You know, when something happens and it's not what you're familiar with, embrace it. Trust the process. Because when you trust the process, that's what happens at the end. You become successful. But a lot of you don't trust the process because the process is not your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is all you trust. What's familiar with you is all you trust. That's the only thing that you're going to sit up here and give some type of significance to, your attention to, your comfort zone. You're afraid of stretching. You're afraid of embracing change. You have to be willing to do something different. Because it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. A lot of you are not prepared. So when that opportunity comes along, you ain't ready for it. You ain't ready for it because you're in your comfort zone. You're in your comfort zone. You're scared to embrace something different. You got to be willing to stretch. This little circle right here that you're living in, and everything else around it is the world. So how is it that you want to live? You want to be locally known and have a local mentality, or you want to be international? The choice is yours. You got a lot of people that say, you know what? I'm tired of being local. I'm tired of being a big fish in a small pond. I'm great. I have greatness within me. I have genius within me. So I'm not going to settle for local. I'm not. My mentality is not local anymore because I've stretched. I've gotten out there and I've seen the world. I've seen people actually living the life that I want to live. And I'm not going to stop until I get there. So if you have a limited vision, if you have a limited mentality, I can't rock with you. I love you, but I'm loving you from a distance because I got places I got to go. I got things I got to do. And I'm going to let you continue to live on over there in comfort zone. But there's a whole nother world out there for me to do. There are things for me to achieve, man, and I can't do it living in my comfort zone. I can't continue to live like this, man. This is horrible. Paycheck to paycheck. How am I going to pay my bills? How is this electric bill going to get paid? This power bill? How am I going to pay my car note? How am I going to pay this gas bill? How am I going to pay this cable? My kids got things coming up for school that I need to pay for. How am I going to do it? How am I going to do it, man? It's hard. It's hard. But guess what? When it's hard, you do it hard. I tell my son all the time, just because something is hard does not mean that you can't do it. I tell him the only reason it's hard is because you haven't done it yet. But once you do it and you do it over and over and over and over again, it's not hard anymore. It becomes easy. And I'm going to give y'all an example. He used to have issues buttoning up his shorts. So he said, Dad, can you button up my shorts for me? I said, Bo, I'm not going to continue to button up your shorts. You know how to do it. But Dad, I want you to help me. I can't do it. I said, first of all, can't. Take that out of your vocabulary. Don't ever use that word again. He said, okay. I said, from here on out, you're going to learn to button your shorts up because I'm going to make you do it. But Dad, it's hard. You're damn right it's hard. But it's hard, though, because you haven't done it over and over again. It's hard because it's something new. It's hard because you're in your comfort zone. And it's time for you to stretch. So guess what we're about to do, buddy? What's that, Dad? You finna sit here and you finna button your shorts up over and over again. And he sat up here and he thought I was crazy. But nah, I ain't crazy. I ain't crazy at all. I'm finna stretch you, buddy. You finna stretch today. So I gave him a pair of shorts and I said, here you go. Let's go. I had him buttoning them. He buttoning them up over and over again. Button, unbutton. Button, unbutton. Button, unbutton. Then all of a sudden, because I'm not even looking at him, I'm actually acting like I'm doing something else. All of a sudden, every time he buttons them up, he gives them to me. Dad, I'm finished. I hand them back. Okay, button them again. Dad, I'm finished. Hand them back. Okay, do it again. Dad, I'm finished. Hand them back. Do it again. All of a sudden, he got faster and faster at buttoning his shorts. So I said, okay. Once he mastered that, I said, all right, now it's time for you to learn to unbutton them. Hand them to him. Unbutton the shorts. All right, Dad, I'm finished. Hand it to him again. Unbutton them. All right, Dad, I'm finished. Hand it to him again. Unbutton them. All right, Dad, I'm finished. Hand it to him again. And we did it over and over again because the psyche works off of repetition. So you have to do things repetitively. You have to do them over and over again. Then all of a sudden, he got faster and faster and faster at unbuttoning. And finally, I looked at him and I told him, I said, remember when you told me earlier that you couldn't do it? Yes, Daddy. I said, don't ever say that again. Don't ever say what you can't do. And don't ever tell me something is hard. Things are hard because you haven't done them before. But once you do it, and you do it over and over and over again, it becomes easy. I said, you saw how fast you started buttoning and unbuttoning up your shorts? He said, yes, Dad. I said, that's because you kept practicing. Okay, you kept doing it over and over and over again. I said, so in life, things are going to happen to you. And it's going to be hard initially, but you have to keep doing it. And you have to keep doing it over and over and over again until it becomes easy. And I said, that's when you're outside of your comfort zone. That's when you're living the life that you're supposed to be living. And he said, you know what, Dad? I get it. I said, that's great, because this is a life lesson that I'm teaching you. And there's going to be plenty of more life lessons along the way. But I want you to understand, don't ever say that something is hard. It's only hard because you're in your comfort zone. It's only hard because you haven't done it over and over and over again. But once you do it, and you do it over and over and over again, it's not hard anymore. It becomes easy. Now you're on to the next task. That's the video for today, y'all. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to stretch. You got to get out of that complacency that you are in. You have to say to yourself, I'm so much more than this, because you are. You're so much more. But you just have to be willing to be pushed. And it's okay to push yourself, because it's going to be hard. But when it's hard, you do it hard. I'm Britton Harvest, your favorite speaker. Hashtag breadcrumbs. Hashtag RAK, R-A-K. That stands for Random Acts of Kindness. Hashtag GG. I'm out.